Hey guys, welcome to the Real DVD Watchers. This is a very special week here at the Real DVD Watchers. It is week 100. We've been doing this thing for 100 weeks now. It's kind of a landmark, I guess, for the channel. It's just something to celebrate, I guess, because, 100 weeks doing this. I know, we've all had our weeks off. I've had my fair share of weeks without doing reviews. We've lost people along the way. And I figured rather than doing a normal review, I want to make this one special, to do something that perhaps looked back on the 100 weeks that we've been doing this, and the less than 100 Saturdays that I've been reviewing movies. Rather than reviewing a movie like normal, I'm going to take you back to the various reviews I've done and pick out 5 movies and 5 movies that I've reviewed, and pick the 5 movies that I think you, the viewer, should watch. So what I did was I went back, I didn't actually watch them, I looked through the movies that I reviewed, over the years that we've been doing this, and I picked 5 movies. So in week 62 of the Real DVD Watchers, I reviewed the movie Let the Right One In. The reason I chose this one is because it's a movie that I've watched a few times now. There's a remake of it called Let Me In, which is out soon, which actually doesn't look as bad as, I think even in my review I mentioned that they were remaking this movie, and I was, pretty worried about it, but from the reviews I've read and the trailer and stuff, it looks like it's kept pretty close to the original and the book as well. So Let the Right One In, it's a Swedish movie. A fantastic film about a 12-year-old boy called Oscar who befriends a vampire girl who lives in the building next door to him. And it's about how this girl called, I think her name's Eli or Ellie, helps him overcome kind of his life. He's a kid that's picked on at school. He lives with his single mum. He doesn't have many friends, and she comes along and changes all of that. He becomes friends with her. He kind of builds courage and stuff to stand up against these people that are against him. Sounds a lot more kind of basic the way I'm describing it than it actually is. There's a lot of layers to this film. It's a really amazingly shot film, just a fantastic subtitled movie that I would highly recommend, which is why I picked it. So week 62 I reviewed this. It's just so good. Like I said, I've watched it a few times now. I've even attempted to read the book that it was based on, which I didn't manage to finish. I'm not very good at finishing books. But okay, I'm going to take you now back to week 14. So week 14, which seems years and years ago. But on week 14, I reviewed the Michael Haneke. Since I've reviewed that, I now know that you're supposed to pronounce it Haneke. Which I didn't know, but I'm still going to call him Haneke. He's not going to know. The movie, or movies, I reviewed were Funny Games, both the original and the remake. If you haven't seen these movies, or if you haven't seen a Michael Haneke or Haneke movie, these are definitely ones that are kind of good to start off with, mainly because obviously the American remake is very accessible to people who perhaps don't like world cinema or foreign films. So if you haven't seen a movie by him and you hate subtitled movies, then watch this one by all means, because it is basically exactly the same as the original. It's a change in cast, it's a English language film, but it's exactly the same as the original. Personally though, I take the original over the American remake just because, I don't know, I liked it more. I kind of like the cast more in this. I know it sounds weird because the American cast has got like Naomi Watts and Tim Roth in, but I don't know, maybe because I didn't know the people in this movie, it just felt kind of more real to me. It's a very disturbing film, but it does leave you kind of shaken by the end. It's a movie that explores violence in films and, how kind of our expectations of what we expect to see in a violent movie. And it's just a really great twisted film about 2 strangers that kind of encounter a family who are on holiday and just completely, torture them. Well, not torture them, but just terrorize them. Terrorize them, that's the word I was thinking of, not torture them, terrorize them. Basically terrorize this family over the course of I guess it's like a weekend or something, but it's just a fantastic European film. Now we're going to go to week 27, and on week 27 I reviewed, again, 2 movies, but I only wanted to pick one of the movies that I reviewed. It's City of God. This is I think it's a Brazilian film. Yeah, a Brazilian film. This is a fantastic movie. I haven't watched this as many times as I'd like to. I really do need to sit down and watch this again. I've forgotten many parts of it, but when I was looking back through the reviews I've done, this is one of the movies that kind of, as soon as I saw like that I'd reviewed it, I was like, oh my god, I need to watch that movie again. City of God, a fantastic film based on a true story. Okay, and then on week 20 is a movie that I've watched a number of times since reviewing it. It's very quickly becoming one of my favourite films. It's Lost in Translation. So yeah, week 20 I reviewed this. I think also Weasel Stomp reviewed this as well. But it's a film written and directed by Sofia Coppola, stars Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. Basically about a kind of an actor, has-been actor, who's now doing commercials and things in Japan. It's basically about him being lost in this foreign country and kind of meeting this girl played by Scarlett Johansson, who's there with her boyfriend, who's like a photographer or something, and they're both kind of lost and find kind of happiness with each other for this like really short period of time. You get the feeling that Bill Murray is really not a very happy guy. You know, he's not happy with his life, and it's just a fantastic movie. He is amazing in this film. If you want a film that showcases just how an incredible actor Bill Murray is, watch this, because he really is the star of the movie. He is just, incredible. I love this film. I really do. I like I've said, I've watched it a few times now, and I enjoy it more and more each time I see it. It's got so many kind of memorable scenes, so many really funny scenes. The final movie I want to review, which is way back at the very start of the Real DVD Watchers in week 5, is a movie which actually Kayla has reviewed really recently in week 90 something, is Lars and the Real Girl. I picked this movie because it's quirky, it's really charming, it's a really sweet movie about a guy called Lars who is a very lonely, private person who's very much kind of trapped inside himself, who ends up ordering a sex doll and introduces her to people as his girlfriend and as a real person. He believes that the sex doll is real. He calls her I've forgotten her name, Bianca. It's the really sweet part of this movie is how the townspeople react to it, and they all play along with it, and they eventually try and help him cope with this period in his life when he's believes that she is real, and it's just a really sweet movie. So that's it. 5 movies I've watched over these 100 weeks. Does that make sense? Yeah. There's loads of other movies that I've reviewed. There's loads of movies that other people have reviewed, which as a result of watching those reviews I've gone out and wanted to see. So this channel's been brilliant in kind of introducing myself and hopefully other people to movies that they may not have otherwise heard of or wanted to see. So I figured I'd pick 5 movies that I hope people who haven't seen them yet hopefully will go out and see. Hopefully, how many hopefullys can I put in this sentence? Yeah, it's an amazing amount of time we've been doing this for, and it's just amazing that we've lasted this long, I guess. So yeah, thank you for watching. I can't wait to see what videos the other guys come up with for this special week, and yeah, here's to 100 more.